What's going down? Basement Banter channel. DC Multiverse Weekly is the show. You're home for all the news, announcements, and pre-orders in McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. And this week, this week was a doozy. This week took me for a ride, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. We started off real strong, and let's just talk about, let's start with the elephant in the room. It's that Crisis on Infinite Earths wave. I mean, let's be honest. That thing dropped, and everyone lost their minds. I saw stuff it was out of control. The things I saw, people saying they're abandoning the line. It just went nuts. Now, let's go over why everyone went so crazy, okay? So Wednesday morning, they dropped this wave. It's a special gold label, toy store exclusive, McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, Crisis on Infinite Earths. You got Superman with a wired cape and a couple pairs of hands. You got Kid Flash, which is a reuse of the body that they've been using for everything these days, with 2 pairs of hands. You get the Spectre, which everybody wants, but had no accessories. You get Psycho Pirate, which is all right, that's a really, sure, why not? But also no accessories. And both had rubber capes. So $39.99 for a price tag for all of them. So you could pre-order all of them from the McFarlane Toy Store for $135 flat. And then there was 2 coupon codes. There was MTS10 and Punch 15. So you either get 10% or 15% off your order. I've already used the Punch 15 too many times. So MTS10 it was for me, because fairness and conversation, I did pre-order it. But now, later in the day, now everyone went crazy, right? Because the base price are $39.99 per figure. So the whole wave was $159.96, just regular, right? Now the deal, if you bought all 4, $135. So everyone went crazy because regular Build-A-Figures $29.99 or $24.99. Actually, excuse me, they're $24.99. I think they're going up to $29.99 in the new year, just to do with how the collector's waves are. And even the new figures, they finally had an increase of price from $19.99 to $22.99 in a lot of places. I even think on their website they do that for most of them. So then everyone was like, "Oh, they've jacked up the price on the line. I'm done. I'm out." I waited days before saying anything because I was like, I want to see what their response is. Is this something didn't seem right? Because Todd's always said he really tries to keep prices as low as possible and does everything he can to keep prices as reasonable as possible for the production level that you want, right? So, but he's always said not everything is for everybody. Some stuff you like, some stuff you don't. It doesn't expect everyone to buy everything. And if it's a pass for you, it's a pass for you. But so then later in the day, they finally came out and they started saying a little bit more. They started putting out some releases. They started responding to people's emails. Because people, like I said, people kind of really lost it a little bit too much on this. But let me go over some of the responses from them. This was sent not to me. This was I found in one of the toy groups, but they want to let you know that the cost of tooling and limited production of these items has caused price increase slightly. Please note that these items are exclusive to the toy store, and we hope that you'll enjoy this exclusive line. That was one just asking about pricing. Another one went on to say that this is just particular for this gold label, and then we found out there are actually 2 more chase figures that are part of this gold label. So I think what they're doing is they're taking the cost of all 7 figures, essentially, 4, 5, 6, 7 figures, putting it all into one pool, and then just dividing that cost, right? From what I can tell, if they talked about increased production, lower quantities, the 2 chase variants. Now, you can debate all day whether that's fair, whether that's unfair. That's what they did. Now, other places all the time take gold labels or take special variants, Comic-Con exclusives, and they can be $10, $20, $30 more. And I'm just talking about on Big Bad Toy Store or on different reputable retailers, Entertainment Earths, for example, not to mention eBay, the aftermarket stuff. So is the increase cool? No. Do the accessories, I think, even equate the price increase? I'm going to say on most of them, no. With the exception of Superman. Adding a wired cape to Superman, now let's talk about that. Wired capes. If you go buy an aftermarket wired cape, the minimum you are spending on Etsy and any of the shops is $20. You got a $20 cape, and let's say you just go buy a base Superman figure, $20 figure. Okay? I'm not talking about a $5 Ross figure or something like that, because then you got a $25 figure. Let's say you pick up a base $20 figure and you base $20 cape. That's a $40 figure right there. So I mean, that I can see. I mean, this is the first, I will have to say, this is the first cloth cape we're getting in a Superman from the McFarlane Toy Store, and it has wires. The head is atrocious. I'm not going to sit and debate that's a good head. It should have more gray. It should look older and less like squinty. Like, I've seen people shred that, and with like, fair is fair, right? I think where there were faults in this line, you're fair to point them out. Flash should come with lightning effects. Flash should come with more hands. At least like 8. Spectre needs to have some sort of accessories. Extra hands even. Psycho Pirate, same thing. Extra hands. And these are minimums that you have to include. Now, what do I think the chase variants are? I think the 2 chase variants are actually like wired cloth cape versions of Spectre and Psycho Pirate. Like, if I had to guess. I'm just going to throw that out there. 100% speculation on my part. But if I had to guess, I would say, there's another cloth, like a bigger cloth cape for Spectre, possibly. I don't know what they did with Psycho Pirate. I think he's the other variant, though. I think there's 2 different versions of those 2 figures. I think the Kid Flash is the Kid Flash. It is what it is. It's not good. It's not great. It's mediocre at best. It definitely, I don't think, equates that $39.99 price point with the lack of accessories. But that's a separate discussion. And I can see, like, that one was just kind of the cannon fodder that caught all the hate, because it's the same body. It's like a lot of reused parts. So like, if you're talking about increased cost of production and tooling, like, for what? You already have that body buck. You've used it 9 times this year. This will be like the 10th or 11th time they've used that one. So like, fair is fair. Where there are deficiencies in this wave, and there are. I mean, I just went through a myriad of them, but there are positives on this wave too. Now, to bring the whole question around, is it worth the money? That's up to you. Whether you like it, whether you hate it, you're right. Whether you think it costs too much or you think it's just right, you're right. Whatever your opinion is, you're right, because it's your opinion. And no one can tell you your opinion's wrong, at least not in this matter, right? Like, you hate it, you're right. You love it, you're right. I bought it. I'm going to add to the collection. I got to have the Superman with a wire cape. I definitely am going to do a head swap on that. Like, I had to get it. I had to. The monitor looks good. I think the monitor looks great. I'm curious on if that his pink cape, if that's rubber or if that's wired in some sort of like different malleable or like movable material. There are some nuances to this wave that I don't think we've fully flushed out yet, that ask me once I have it in hand about that price point again. And I'll tell you, so my final price point, and let's just do the math, was $146.70 after shipping, after everything. So let's take 146.7 divided by 4, not 5, because you don't count that fifth figure. You can't count the build-a figure. I can't do that. I can't even divide it by 7. If I divide it by 7, let's just say, for the sake of argument, if I divide it by 7 and you absorb the cost of all the chases, you're looking at $20.95. Now, I'm not going to get 7 figures, so that's not real to me, right? So I'll go based on the 4 that I bought, not even the 5th and the possibility of getting a special chase. $36.67 a figure. Ask me after I get it whether that's worth it or not. Then I can tell you for real, because I can't say right now. In some cases I can see yes. In a lot of cases I can see no. So I see both sides of this coin. It's not great. It's not a good look. I don't think they're going to do this again. They said this was a one-off special, when necessary, or they'll do this exclusively. But you could also turn around and look at that Dick Grayson gold label. I think it was up on Big Bad Toy Store for like $50. That was a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive at one point. So if you're buying chases and talking about that, like, your costs duly increase. So I don't know. I'm not, like I said, whether you hate it, love it, you're right. Whether you buy it, don't buy it, you're right. And nobody should be razzing on anybody for not being able to afford it, thinking it's too expensive, thinking it's fine, thinking it's good, thinking it's bad. Like, that's to each their own. Let's just enjoy it and see what comes next. Because a lot of people really want to see what was next. And which is funny, because actually next was the next day. The next day, they revealed, and I thought it was kind of bold on their move, because the next day they came out with the Batman, the New Adventures, which I was like, we just got 2 waves. We've only gotten 2 waves of the animated series, and now we're already jumping to New Adventures of Batman for the animated 6-inch. But we're getting the Batman, the New Adventures Batman, the New Adventures Batgirl, Croc with the little baby doll girl, and then Two-Face. I'm cool with that, but I was really hoping when we keep going with the Batman animated series stuff, because we've just got 2 waves plus Alfred, the bike, and the second wave hasn't even come out yet. Now we're already jumping to New Adventure stuff. I hope if they're gonna, I don't want them at the same time. Give me all the animated figures, then let's jump to New Adventures. But I don't know. That one's I'm really on the fence on about that, because I really like the animated series stuff more than the New Adventure stuff. So, but they come with like cells, like animation cells and stuff like that. So I don't know. Tell me you vibing with that. You know, I didn't even ask what your opinion was on the Crisis thing, and leave it in the thing, because honestly, I've seen enough this week. I'm over it. I gave my 2 cents. I'm out of it. Last thing, and I'm out. The Fleck Returns. We finally got the full picture of Batman versus Superman costume. Fleck coming, cloth cape. The picture had a little bit of weird lighting where it made the suit look really bluish. I hope that was lighting at least, because it's supposed to be very gray. So that the pre-order for the New Adventure stuff, the Batman New Adventure shop's the 16th. The pre-order for this Batman BVS drops the 19th. So both coming this week. You can still get the Crisis on Infinite Earth pre-order and most of the figures except Spectre. Spectre sold out day 1, except that everybody's still available and the whole wave is available to you. So if you really, 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 really want it, you can rock it that way. But the Fleck Returns, standing on this gargoyle, the one promo pick we got, besides that dark pick that they put out, not talking about that, but the one clear pick, I'm with it. That's the figure. Now, my one gripe about that is this should not be a single pack release. This should have been in the 6-pack. Like, I don't know why you re-released the Justice League version with a cloth cape in that 6-pack. Oh, I know, because then you make people have to buy this version. But that was my one gripe about that 6-pack, was like, give me Batfleck. Like, I need Batfleck because it's, part of the live action, lineage. But your choice of the Justice League movie versus BVS was odd at the time. And now that you even have the figure with the cloth cape that looks literally like it's supposed to be in the 6-pack, it's mildly irritating. But, I mean, let's be real. We still got to get it, right? Like, a lot of people were still going to grab it. That is what it is. It was a really up and down week for McFarlane. They took some shots, rightfully so, online. Some not rightfully so. I mean, if you jumped out of the wave, I hope you reevaluate that once you kind of calm down, and like maybe don't put so much energy into negative things. You don't like it, just move on. It's not an affront to you or like an attack on you if a company puts out something you're not vibing with. Or even if, I mean, it's just just do you. Like, share, subscribe. You know what it is, YouTuber guy. Deuces.